My name is Inventory, and I've been playing Undernight for about 2 years now. I saw some Twitter discourse a while ago about, or like a couple days ago, about just how everyone hates Uni and Uni2 is like bad or whatever, and someone made a whole video about it. And I was gonna do my part pitching into the discourse, kind of talk about like this game's not that bad. And I saw a tweet by Corey at Cordiachi. I'll probably put the tweet up on screen about how we should just make like everyone should just make a video about how much they love internet and what they like about it. So I guess that's what I'm here for. To like I guess prove quote unquote that I'm not like a LARPer or I'm not new to the scene. I've been playing for almost 2 years now. I went to Climax. I have placed fifth and ninth at TNS. I have several top eights in other online events and a top three at my local and top eights at a bunch of other offlines. I've written several Seth resources. Most of the wiki's updated by me. The starter guide is written entirely by me. The strategy guide on the wiki page is also written entirely by me. I helped write most of the Know Your Inverse Seth guide with help, or I helped Jinta write most of that. And I think that Uni is just an amazing game, and it's probably the best game that I've ever played, and I love it a ton. So it feels like I'm doing a disservice by not contributing in some way to the scene. I guess this is my way of doing that. This is very much an unscripted, rambly mess of a video. Usually everything else I put on my channel is just kind of like professional grade or like something that I put a lot of effort in, I'm proud of, and this is kind of just a rant about the game, the scene, and why I've decided to put so much time and dedicate myself to this scene and this character that I play. So I'm sorry for that. There's gonna be some background noise. You might hear my cats or my birds or whatever. I'll try and edit out as much as I can, but a lot of this is gonna be me talking for a while. I think the biggest part of what brought me into Uni and what drew me to the game was my character. I remember watching Clear went on sale a couple years ago around Evo, and I remember watching like a character introduction guide, and I saw Seth and thought this was the coolest character ever, and I spent a while trying to like in Clear trying to play him, and I just couldn't. And then uni2 came around. I got it for my birthday, and I just started labbing the character. I had better execution than I was when I first picked up Clear, and I was just kind of grinding the game out. I think Seth is one of the coolest systems that I've ever seen in a fighting game. I think his execution is really fun and really rewarding, and he's the most rewarding character that I've ever put time into among everything. Like, I played so many different fighting games, so many different games in general, and I haven't really felt like my time was rewarded as much as when I play and pilot this pixie move around, go everywhere character, and I think that's really fun. More specifically, I think his orb is a really sick mechanic, and I think a character that rewards stagger and character knowledge and conversions, and a character that kind of to some degree punishes you for making a mistake in your routing is so fun and so just really cool to pilot. I feel like whenever I get that 5cc counter hit in neutral, like my neurons flare and I go, oh, I'm so nice, and it's just really fun. 5cc is I have a picture of it taped to my wall. Actually, 5cc has just permanently altered my brain chemistry. I love that normal. And as much as people meme on it, I think it's really cool. I think it's really fun to just slam out in neutral. I could realistically talk about Seth and how much fun it is to pilot and learn this character for genuine hours. I think that all of his normals feel amazing to use. Even 3B at some points feels really sick. Like when Batista falls on you with JC and you slam 3B, and she goes on the other side of you and you hit dash up like 66B DP, that just feels sick. I think so much of what Seth does, I guess, is enabled by the system and how fluid the system is and how rewarding the system is. But I viewed it through the lens of this character is sick, and I think a lot of people can find a character that they enjoy as much as I enjoy Seth, and I think that's really cool. I also think the second thing that kind of like brought me into the game is the scene and how welcoming everyone is. I don't remember how I got into the server, but I got into uni2BL, and everyone there was so sweet. I remember meeting Friend for the first time, and TJ and Nil, and all the people there that I kind of learned the game with. And obviously, has gotten so much better than me, and we're still grinding together. We still play all the time, and I think that's wonderful. I think that from the moment that I got into the scene, I have met people that I still continue to talk to, and I still continue to learn and improve with. And people who have helped me, and I've helped them, and people that genuinely love the game as much as I do, and it's just this infectious passion that everybody has in the scene, that coming from games like Skullgirls and coming from games like Guilty Gear is just like, it's just refreshing. I remember I played Strive and everyone would do it to complain, and then I played Skullgirls and like you hit a sick mix up and go, damn, I'm nice, and you check the chat and this guy's like, I suck, I'll never amount to anything, this game's for morons, this game rewards pussies, and it's like, dude, I'm just here to play the game. I'm just here to learn. So having that attitude from everyone in the scene, not just my close friends, just feels amazing. And then I went to my first offline. I very vividly remember this. I won my round one. I went to my first local at Iron Grid in Newark, and I won my first round. I was so proud of myself because like, damn, I didn't go to my first local, and my round two was Vile. I was like, I don't know who this is. And I sat down and I played him, and it was I have never lost a set that bad in my life, and I got steamrolled, and I was like, damn, I fist bump him, and then I go home and I tell my friends about it, and they're like, Dad, that's like a top Mercado player. I'm like, oh, that's sick. And then second local I went to, I got knocked into losers by, I don't remember who, but I remember Lufel was late. So my round two was Lufel and losers, and I went 0-2, and I thought that was really funny. And I don't think I would have kept playing the game as much as I did if I didn't meet so many of these people offline. Like Art, if I didn't meet like Art and Buggy, I don't think I would have continued to play the game. And I think the scene just kind of everyone pushing each other to improve and everyone wanting to improve and seeing my friends succeed has been a genuinely wonderful experience. I remember seeing Art make it out of pools at Con, and I popped off really hard. I was really, really proud of him, and he just kind of like didn't. He was like, yeah, it's just another day for me, and I think that's awesome. I remember seeing Buggy during the Grid of High School Crew battle cook everybody. I'm like, that's my goat. And I remember watching Nil's insane climax run and Friend's insane run and all of the stuff, and TJ beat Issei in bracket. Like, just seeing all my friends succeed is such a wonderful experience, such a wonderful feeling. And the game has just been, even outside of people that I know personally, just the game has been so fun to watch. Watching Corey's FF run was one of the most hype experiences in a voice call I've ever had. Like, I was watching him, and we'd scream every time he put him in the Oki, we go Corey, put him in the house, and it's awesome. I think the positivity and the love in the community is so genuinely infectious, that it just goes back around to making me love the game more. And it goes back around to me too. Like, I remember whenever I'd have a good bracket set offline, I look back and see Art smiling and be like, yeah, that's my guy. I remember at one of the 2 LPs that I went to, I hit raw IW into command grab, and I heard the whole venue pop off, and it's such a beautiful thing. I remember upsetting Lufel for the first time offline, or for the first time period, and hearing my friends scream, she won that, there's no way. And it's just like, it's so cool to have so many people support you and have you support so many people, and you all know each other, like, not personally, but you all know each other and you're all proud to see each other win. And I just think that's such a cool thing that haven't really seen in other scenes as much. And I guess it's not specific to uni, but I think this scene has so much of it that it's definitely worth pointing out for sure. I think the third note is defense being a genuine skill that is rewarded in this game feels mind-boggling. I remember when I played Strive or I played BlazBlue, I'm like, I'm blocking all this, but like, for what? And he's like, I don't know, you just get to survive. And I think that's bullshit. I think that there should be a reward for blocking really hard to block mix-ups. If I block 3 50-50s in a row, I should, like, deserve something. And I guess uni gives you that, where it's like, oh, you blocked out, I guess not mix-ups, but you blocked out pressure and you guessed correctly, you were given the most powerful tool in the game. And I think that's sick. I think that the reward for playing the game in general well, and the reward for playing defense specifically well, feels like crack. Like, playing around Vorpal in general is amazing, but I think I'll talk about that later. But like, blocking somebody out and like forcing them to spend their resources and then guessing correctly on the third tech and then winning the cycle and taking your turn back is such a good feeling. It's such a good feeling. Whenever like someone puts like whenever I play with my training partner and he puts me in worm Oki and I tech out on that second worm tech and I take my turn back because the worms disappear and I run my pressure and I win cycle and I get to take another turn. That shit's sick. Shit's so fucking sick. I think the roster is like also really sick. I think just how many different types of characters there are in this game that is already a system game is so mind-boggling. Like characters like I don't know, like Waldstein, such an interesting grappler. Like sure he's bullshit, but he's such an interesting character. Even Hyde, the Shoto of this game, is so unique compared to other Shotos, and I think that the amount of character diversity and how different the characters play and how many people play these different characters. Like the closest thing we have to a quote unquote meta compared to like the games that I played, where like everyone's playing Steve in Smash or everyone's playing Band in SG or whatever. It's like yeah, I guess Izumi is the meta now, but like before Izumi, I could walk into a bracket and see one of like every character, and it's I think that's sick. I think that it's so cool that the game is so broken but so balanced that like you can see Chaos in Arcworld Tour, right? You can see like Enkidu in the finals. You can see Mika at Evo. Like I think that's sick. I think that is so cool that the top tiers are so strong. But even then, the characters that are deemed worse are so people care about them so much and people put in so much time, and they can still win. They can still beat Mr. John top tier. They can still like Mika can gab Carmine for no reason. Like it's sick. It's so cool to just have so many different characters that function so differently that people latch onto them and then still continue to win with people with the characters that are deemed unwinnable or bottom one. Like I remember when I fought Poop for the first time, and I'm like, how the fuck does he do that? Like it's like he's hitting me with shit I've never seen before. He's calling out everything I want to do. I remember I fought Jackson, and I'm like, damn, this guy's just John Fundies. Holy shit. First time I fought like, I remember fighting Silicon offline, and my eyes opened because I never struggled against like Chaos before. And I fought Silicon, and I'm like, damn, what the fuck is this character doing? And I think that's also really cool that you can get to a point where you fight a top player, and they're just doing shit you've never even thought of. I remember one of the first times I fought Toxics, we played the Seth mirror, and he ran pressure on me that I was like, that's back when I was like really new and I was learning to play pressure, but he ran pressure on me that I was like, Seth can do that? It was simple stuff, sure, like weird staggers and tick throws off of 2B and stuff, but it's like, that just like blew my mind. I think that's like and also just how different each character, who's already extremely different from anything else in the genre, plays. Like, no two Gore players play alike. I could play Gore, I could play TJ, and I could play Art back to back, and those are two completely different sets. I could play Star, and I could play a random Gore on ranked, two different things, right? I could go fight Buggy, I could go fight Defi Carmine. I'm playing two separate like characters, right? I like even on Izumi, who's very streamlined. I think like everyone plays so differently because of how freeform the game and the system inherently is, that like you could just kind of do whatever on whatever character you want, and I think that's just genuinely so cool. I remember I used to hate Laundrecki with a passion. I thought that character was carried. I thought that character was so bullshit. And I met Molly for the first time, and Molly was hitting me with the routes. And I met Friend, and Fred was hitting me with the routes. And I'm like, damn, this character is sick. I like, there isn't much more to say. Like, I just think this game is cool, and every character is so different, and every character can be played at such a different level and in so many different ways that I think it's genuinely mind-boggling. I guess to add on to the whole like everything's so freeform and it's awesome thing is like routing, you can do whatever the fuck you want, and I think that's sick. I guess coming from Guilty Gear, where it's like a lot of the routing stuff isn't practical but it looks cool, and coming from SG, which that game's routing system is probably one of my favorites ever, going to a game like this where it's like there's so much that you could do. Like I remember seeing the Jeremy combo with like the 3-pointer off of Hyde 63C and VO. That shit's sick. I'll put it up on screen probably. And I think that's cool, and the way the moves work is also really sick. One of my favorite combos ever, actually, is the WAG 6's B loop, where she does like the dash B CVO dash B like 6 times. I think that's sick. I think dash FF 2AB is also sick. Bathwater loops as well. Just like all these nifty tricks and like little things that work that doesn't look like they should work but they do is always really cool. And how like routing can evolve. I've been playing Seth since like early on into the game. I guess like first couple patches. So seeing Seth, his routing change and evolve as the patches drop, and then seeing like even now it's been like a year without a patch. And Seth players are like thinking up some fuck shit. Like we're doing like whole new routing ideas off of random starters. Like we're doing ADP into BDP to enforce it. That's so cool. There's so much that can be discovered, and seeing everyone discover the characters and see how much they can do is always so interesting. It never feels like this game will be mastered and be completely optimized, and I think that's genuinely beautiful. The way pressure is structured has also is just really cool to me. It feels very personalized. Um, there's some RPSy natures for sure, but it genuinely feels like I have to think about what my opponent wants to open them up, and I think that's really fun. I think being forced to think on offense instead of running RPS into RPS into RPS into 50-50 into 50-50 is really fun. And on defense too, it feels like, damn, I have to think about what they want to do to me and what they're thinking about and all this stuff. And I think the general player versus player and how grid enforces player versus player is so fun and so refreshing. Even how it like tones down the neutral and how it like forces neutral decisions is so interesting. I remember learning about like if you get a cycle lead, you can just and cycles codes, you can just do a button, like button, then just down back and wait, and then they'll take an action that gives you the cycle back. Like this is around the time like the most recent patch dropped, and I was doing a VOD review with a friend, and he's like, yeah, you could just do button, and since blocking is so broken now, you just sit there and they'll do like a button into your block and you'll win the cycle off that. And I think that's so sick because it's exploiting a habit where it's like, oh, it's minus, so I'm gonna take my turn back, and then the RPS goes down to, oh, I'm gonna run up throw you, and then you start mashing on your own minus frames because they're introducing run up throw to steal the cycle back, and then they start blocking again, so you do nothing and you win the cycle, and it's just this whole or like not even RPS triangles, like an RPX like I can't even think of a big enough shape like the decahedron, I guess, like a big ass RPS circle. It's just really cool and feels really rewarding to play around. And even as I improve with the game, it feels like, oh, that's such an interesting cycle option, or oh wow, so that's how you decide to play cycle. And then I start fighting them for it, and they'll fight me back for it. And it never feels like I can like pick an option and stick to it like I could in other games. Maybe it's just because this is the first game that I've gotten like to a really high level at, but I think it's really sick. I also think just I might have mentioned it, but grid as a system is so smart. It's so insanely innovative. Like it forces interactions in a way that other games don't. Like I think Risk can be comparable to grid in a way where it's like this is something that happens when you get hit or on block that forces a response. But it also doesn't feel bad for playing around like Risk does, where it's like, oh, I blocked 3 normals and now I get TOD'd if I press a button. That's fun. Where it's like, oh, I blocked 3 normals and now they have to make a decision to actually try and open me up in the case of grid, and I think that's cool. I think having to take risks to win the cycle is really smart, and I think how powerful cycle is really fun because it never feels like broken in a sense where it's like it's a mechanic that is given to everybody, but it never feels overtuned or overpowered. Even though on paper this is like a really insane mechanic, it gives you literal bonus damage. Like that's fucking crazy. I just think that's really neat. I think that's really cool. Also, I'm sorry if you can hear my cat. She's on my lap right now. She's purring. But I think also I mentioned it again. This is like kind of delving deeper into ideas that I've mentioned. But how fluid the game is just it's so sick, and how much can happen in any given moment, and how many unique situations there are, and how many answers there are to those situations. Like I could lab I could go into a first to 10 and then lab a situation forever. Like I could like learn so much from labbing. Also, replay takeover is a blessing. Like I don't even know why we have it and like other games don't, but I'm so thankful for it because holy shit, replay takeover is the GOAT. And the training mode, dude, uni2 training mode saved my life. Uni2 training mode is like I genuinely like I contribute at least 50% of my improvement to how good uni training mode is. It's so good. What was I talking about? I forgot. Right, situations. There's so many different things like you could do in so many different modes. There's some that are like less iffy, like I guess Dynasty Fireball running behind it, but even then it's like an RPS square where it's like you can jump but she'll 6B you, and then if you 6B you can block it and you can roll through it, whatever. I think it's cool. It's like a strike. It's like similar to Seth Orb. I think a lot of it's like Seth Orb, and the way you play around Seth Orb is really fun. It's like that's another really common situation that both players have to be aware of. It never feels like the game's one-sided outside like set play situations with like Carmine and Izumi specifically. But even then, I think blocking those is fun. But I think that's just me. But yeah, dealing with Seth Orb is really fun, and dealing with like non-stick fireball is really interesting because like, oh, they're gonna do this thing that fires under delay, and how do I want to play around it? Do I want to run up and hit the orb? And if I do, what options does Seth have? And Seth can land on you for trying to hit the orb, and Seth can feint the orb to get you dashing up, which is really sick. And it's like, oh, the orb is actually firing. What decision do I want to make? Do I want to up back? Do I want to block? Do I want to shield? And it's just this whole situation that makes both players think about the other person's habit and what they want in a situation. Like if cycle's closing and I have orb firing, I might run up throw you because you might shield it. And if you don't, or you might delay tech because you're baiting a shield. Like you see me running up to throw you, and then I might just, and then you, if you have a habit to jump, I could IJA you, and then if I introduce an IJA, you could just do 3C or something, or DP like ADP CS just something. And I think that's really sick. I think that the flow chart for so many situations is so broad and wide, and first to tens will turn into this mess and slop of you introduced this situation to me 3 games ago, so I'm going to run up and do a stupid option and hard call it out, and it's just so much fun. It's so fun. Whenever I play with like Art, he'll do shit like that to me, where it's like we're on layer 300 and I'll just do like I'll throw orb out and then he'll just B grab me or something, and I'll play with like Diabees. Shout out Zai, I love that guy. He'll just randomly like he'll do worm set on Oki and then just stand there and watch me, and I'll try nut scratch out and the worm will hit me because I thought he was gonna throw me, like stuff like that, where it's like the game is so open ended and all these situations have so many different branching paths that you never feel like there's nothing you can do about a situation. I think that's really fun. Getting into more like specific, like this is just something that I like, small things that I really enjoy. Shout outs to Seth B grab. Seth B grab is genuinely one of the coolest moves in any fighting game ever. It's so uniquely powerful, but also has downsides that make it, I guess, fair. Because it's the only frame 1 head invul move in the game right now, since ADPs were nerfed to frame 3 or whatever, or frame 5. And but the input is difficult and hard to do in a situation. It's kind of reserved for post-CS situations. But the reward on it is also so high that the risk is worth going for in those situations. I just think that's so fun. I think that's so cool. I have so many clips of me doing some fuck shit and then catching someone jumping at me with a B grab, or like recognizing a situation post CS into a B grab. And I think it's so cool. It's such a little interesting piece of character knowledge that it's also unique because, like, I guess to me, because it's what I'm known for. They call I'm known as the B grab merchant. People call me that. That sounds so fucking corny. But yeah, I dubbed the tag of the B grab merchant as a bit, and a lot of situations are like stuff that only I do. Like not every Seth player is gonna B grab in this scenario, and I think that's really cool. That it's something that I'm known for, and I think that the move is just so much fun to use. And it's just this, like, even now it's like I'm laughing out stupid shit. Like Jeremy was talking to me about cross cut B grab on Mika Missile, and I think that's so sick. The game is so open ended that it enables stuff like this. I think that's so cool. I also think TRM and how it works as a mechanic is really, really interesting. I do wish throw was less, or throw teching was less risky in this version. I have no idea how risky it was in the last couple games because I've only played 2, but I think TRM is really sick. I think TRM being a way to safely, or I guess a risky call out to throws. 2 versions of TRM actually. I think non-gold throw TRM is so cool. I think that mechanic to punish like bad throw techs is really interesting. Like dash up 5C into walk up throw is really fun. It's really cool. I do wish that the window was a little bit less like exaggerated. Simply because it like feels really bad to like delay throw tech something and then 2 buttons two buttons later still be in TRM window. I think that's fucked. But I think outside of that, TRM is just really, really fun and it's really interesting to play around. It feels really good to hit someone with. Gold throw TRM's like whatever. I think gold throw TRM is fine. It's just less satisfying because it's less damage. Also, I love dealing with Byakuya Weboki. Being like, I know it's like really oppressive and really good, but it's like one of the most interesting forms of set play that I've ever experienced. And I love the Byakuya matchup. I love the Byakuya matchup. Actually, I love most matchups in this game. I think every matchup in this game is really fun, except for like Izumi, specifically in bracket. Izumi in bracket and first to 2 is miserable, but other than that, I think every matchup in this game is really fun. But yeah, Byakuya Weboki is really interesting. I think it's really fun. because you got put in the situation where they have to actually take a risk to do something to you. Like, sure, there's like reaction checks and stuff, but that's what it is. It's a reaction check. Like, if you're getting hit by like 26 frame overhead or 28 frame overhead, that's kind of on you. And if they do FF with FCS, you get punished for them. And it's this whole like situation because you can mash 2C on wake up to catch them throwing, and then even if you're bored, you can just do 63A and they don't meet you or they delay throw you or something. You just get your turn back for free. And there's just so much in that weboki that is so scary, but it's also so free, and there's just so much that both players can do. I just think it's really fun. Um, like watching high level Byaki is always really cool. Fighting against high level Byaks is always really fun. There's no better feeling than doing like wake up 2C on a Byakuya's weboki and it hitting, and it's so fun. It's so cool. I really need to fight more Byakuyas. That matchup is so sick. I think at least the way the Byakuya works into Seth is such a back and forth kind of who's gonna get their bullshit going first, and I think that's really fun. I think a lot of forms of set play in this game is pretty cool. At least feels rewarding to block. I think Carmine bomb is really fucked up, but it feels really fun to actually try and decipher the mix up. And I think it's interesting how like you can not stand. I remember during my first TNS run, I fought a Carmine player to qualify into top 8, or I think it was top 8, and they put me in the situation, and I just didn't block high, so they didn't get the fuzzy on me, and I whiff punished the JA whiff, and I won the set, and I was like, that's felt really cool, and I think a lot of situations like that is really sick. How I guess it's less now, but a lot of mix-ups have some sort of inherent risk, or some sort of like, if you fuck it up, you die, or if you guess correctly, you die. Not always, like Izumi stuff, obviously, and some newer Carmine stuff, and how more optimal Carmine's getting. But also less people are playing Carmine, so it's like whatever. But like stuff like that, I think it's really cool. It's like presenting an option to counterplay, and being rewarded for it. It goes back to the first thing I said, where defense is being rewarded. I think it's sick. I think it's really cool. I also really like playing neutral against Wald and Hilda. This is more niche stuff, just stuff that I really personally enjoy. I think neutral into Wald is really silly because you're at a zone where it's like he can't do anything to you and you get orb up, and then you're both playing footsies, and it's like I guess it's less footsies for Seth, but like you're trying to get him to whiff a button so you can 63A counter hit him, and it's that feeling is so sick. I remember I fought Jessica and Wald in bracket once, and I like walked back on one of his moves and got a 63B counter hit punish, and I won the set for that, and I was like, damn, I'm so fucking nice. And the same with Hilda, where it's like Hilda neutral is really fun because of how interactive her zoning is and how she's trying to win less by zoning. Obviously her set play is really fucked up and her set play is really like somewhat frustrating, but her neutral is really fun because like she's trying to siphon, like your main goal for both of your main goals to win cycle, because it's more important that you keep cycle away from Hilda, and Hilda's entire win con is based around cycle and how powerful it is for her. So being able to like RPS around, oh, is she gonna do 2CC, or oh, is she gonna cancel this, or oh, am I gonna have to shield 2-2x or whatever, is so much fun. It just feels like such an that matchup Seth Hilda feels like the personification of the tug of war that is cycle, and I think that's really fun and really rewarding to get good around, and really rewarding to learn and improve at. And also getting it on Hilda is really funny because they just crumble, and I think that's sick. Also, I guess this goes also back into the whole how free the game is, but Blink RPS is really fun. I think how Seth Blink works is really sick, and the RPS around it is really cool because like, oh, you introduce an option to me like, oh, you're introducing dash block out, so I can do like fade back JB to catch your dash block timing. That's really fun. And if they start jumping out or trying to like air contest me, I can do fastball kick, and if they try to delay a button, I could do 214A, and if they start fuzzy something, I could do J214B or delay 214A. So I think it's really fun because of just how like Seth RPS is really fun because it just feels really interactive, and it doesn't feel like it's bullshit where it's like you have to guess, and even if you do guess, I can do stuff about it, and I think it's really sick. I think it's a back and forth. I think a lot of this game is inherently just back and forth stuff that both players can do to prevent each other from doing something or to continue their own win con, and I think that's really sick. Another thing that I really like is like just how much bullshit can happen. Like the longer I play the game, the more random shit people hit me with. Like Wagner 22C CSFF. I remember the first time Neil hit me with that issue. It's so bullshit. It's so bullshit, but it's so fun. And Poop doing that Ink Break a ton, the flashbang. It's so sick. And it's just so much bullshit every character can do all the time. Like the Gore 22B fuzzy, the Carmine period and a sentence, like random shit each character can do. It's just it's so cool. Mika, like all the shit Mika can do. Um, to some degree, chaos and like phone on stuff. I think it's really sick. Just how much bullshit that I guess quote unquote is unoptimal, but it's just so much fun to do and so much fun to see. Like I'm always popping off when I see some top player do some bullshit and bracket in top eight. I'm always popping the fuck off. I always think it's just so cool. The system is so free and so diverse that there's so much shit can happen, and it's just awesome. I guess like a couple last things. I think a bunch of sources of plus frames having an inherent risk is really interesting. Like phone on 6xb like Fireball, to make it plus you have to delay it, and I think that's cool because it's not always gonna be plus, and it's not always like it's an OS crush, and then it being plus is something that they have to risk doing. It's not always like that. But most fireballs are like that. A lot of sources of plus frames are like that. Like they have a cost or have counterplay, and I think that's really cool. Like hide like some most fireballs. TK Kuga, I guess, is like an outlier. There's some other ones I'm forgetting because I'm bad with naming things off the top of my head. Uh, Stuff like that, I think, though, generally is sick. Being able to shield fireballs and present counterplay, or like DP on the button before the fireball to call it out, or roll through the fireball, or just jump out. Like when a Katsuki's doing like 6xc fireball pressure, and you shield the 6xc and shield the fireball and jump out, and the 6xc whiffs. That's really cool. Outlam gunshots also feels really satisfying to shield out. The video's getting kind of long, so I think I'm just gonna like. I think that's everything. Uh, I do again want to shout out like my local scene, Iron Grid, Lunar Phase, all the people that work there, and all the people that help these events happen. I fuck with you all heavy, and so much of why I continue to play the game is because of you guys and uni2. I love Turn Up. You're my goat. All the TOs there. I love y'all so much. Y'all got me into where I am today, and I think that I attribute a lot to my local scene and a lot to uni2. I fuck with you guys all super heavy. If you've made it this far and you are considering to get into Under Night, or you're already in Under Night or anything like that, you should pick the game up. Pick the game back up. This game's awesome. Scene's awesome. Everything about this game is really, really cool. Evo JP is gonna be sick. Watch that this weekend. Hopefully I'll get this out in time for Evo JP. And yeah, play Under Night.